What can I say? Sometimes it's easier that way. And what can I do?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Again.
We decided to do something because Jeremy had some surprise time off.
I had some surprise time off, so I'm here.
Ian unfortunately had to work, so we're filming here instead of his place, and he's currently still unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. But I had a fun discussion idea I came up with earlier today, and just decided it's summer. I was thinking about vacations and stuff, fun stuff like that. So I decided to ask the question: in media, are there any places you guys always wanted to go? Any these fictional places you always wanted to have a vacation in? I had made a list, so if you want, I can start first.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll start with one of the really simple, dumb ones. The Love Boat.
Oh boy.
It's more than just a carnival cruise, which, you know, all the
Princess Cruise.
princess cruises. It's all more than just princess cruises. The Love Boat was a particularly special instance where a bunch of particularly fun stuff happened because it was a, sitcom. And so, yeah, The Love Boat would probably be a really fun fictional vacation. Everything always turns out great in the end because of how it works episode-wise. So, yeah, it'd be a great vacation.
Yeah, when it was on, I would have wanted to go on it because I wasn't popular with the girls in high school.
Well, it's also a thing that the Love Boat specifically, it was an advertisement for Princess Cruises, and it was such a nice show. It led you to believe that if you went on a Princess Cruise, it will be exactly like that. It's not exactly like that.
No, it's not like that.
Not to say that a Princess Cruise isn't good, it's just not exactly like that. But still, I would have loved that. Anyway, anyone else have something?
Well, I guess that's a little cheating here, but I'd go with Star Trek.
You'd like to go on a Federation starship or something like that, or
Or-
just generally the world in general.
Sort of like that, but it's kind of cheating because they have the holodeck.
It's a vacation inside a vacation.
Basically.
I dig it.
Well, actually,
So do I.
It would be a nice vacation because if you suddenly decided you wanted something else, you could just change where you are in the holodeck.
You can change the holodeck. Anything you really need, you've got a replicator.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have to be on a starship. I'm pretty sure they have holodecks on Earth.
I'm
Yes.
sure.
I know.
They had them on Deep Space Nine.
That's why I was basically asking, the specifics of it.
Probably wouldn't want to go into a Federation starship because then you're part of the military.
They're military. Yeah, I get it.
Or you're a civilian science that's on station on there for some reason or another.
It still is involving the military.
And also, that's probably not a vacation.
No.
Yeah.
So, okay, I get it. Dale, do you have any ideas before we move on?
Well, in tune with the Love Boat, because it was on the following the Love Boat, Fantasy Island.
Yeah, that actually was another one on my list. So, welcome to Fantasy Island, where all your biggest dreams come true. And although typically they almost always wish for something they didn't really think about and learn a lesson, it's still an actual vacation spot and still seems like it would be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
You really do get what your heart's desire, even if you learn a lesson from it. You learn something that, I actually didn't want that, or whatever.
Oh, you get a little something of what you deserve along the way to getting
Fair
what
enough.
you really want.
It's like, still seems like it would be a lot of fun. It's similar to the holodeck idea. but also comes with some Aesop.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What was next on your list?
Next on my list, I'm actually working backwards here, but that's okay. My next on my list, I think, is kind of funny. Las Vegas, but only the version of Las Vegas that we see in television and movies.
Okay.
You see, I've been to actual Las Vegas. It doesn't work like you're led to believe in television and
No,
movies.
I know that.
It isn't exactly the same.
No.
I still had a great time, don't get me wrong. It just wasn't, it wasn't the classy, high-rolling, having a super great time. Nothing goes wrong, apart from maybe losing money at the tables. Although with TV and movies, they usually win.
Yeah, Las Vegas is portrayed in one of two ways. Either it's fully portrayed as basically paradise on earth, or they're portraying the seedy underbelly and showing you criminal
Yeah.
underground.
Obviously, the Paradise on Earth version would be the one that I would actually want to visit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you guys have anything else, or am I just going to move on?
Well, I'm curious to see what you have next.
Well, it's not in a similar vein to Star Trek, but it is similarly named. And that is, I've seen a lot in the video games, and there are some of the worlds I would like to explore. Plus, having interstellar travel would be interesting. Star Wars universe.
There you
The Star
go.
Wars universe, there's the war aspect to worry about, but
Yeah.
Pretty
I
much
mean,
two choices in that regard. Either be a human during the Empire's rule,
actually under the Empire and obeying the rules, which in that case you actually are fine,
especially if you're human. Even if you're alien, as long as you're pretty much
as long as
your
you're,
head low,
and yeah.
you're fine. Or in the, thanks to the new series, very short time of the Republic, or the Republic before the Empire.
Oh, the civilian during the Old Republic might not be that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. I can see that.
but definitely not during the real war time.
Right.
Unless I get to be a Jedi.
there you go.
I don't know.
Even if I was a Jedi, I'd probably want to be during the Old Republic.
Yeah, because a lot of bad things happen to Jedis. Anyway, you were curious about my next one.
Yes.
Going a little weird here, a little splash of danger. Speaking of splashes of danger, because he just mentioned Star Wars. I would have wanted to visit the Digiworld from Digimon, the digital world. The secret world that comprised of the internet. What it's really like, y'all.
Well,
If you have a Digimon partner, you're alright in there.
actually, post, if you exclude the Dark Emperor arc, post Digimon Season 1, if you exclude Season 2 and all that, pretty damn peaceful, pretty good.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun, weird stuff all over. Digiworld seems really fun.
Mm-hmm. As long as you don't have to deal with things like the Dark Emperors or Piedmon. Oh.
Oh, he was creepy. But clowns are, so.
Yeah. Okay, here's one. And it's fairly close to home. I've always wanted to go to New York City and play tourist. Let's just go to the New York City that's portrayed in the Marvel universe. Comic
okay.
universe.
Okay, I kind of dig it.
Say about the 80s or so.
I kind of dig it. I can see what you're going for. There is, of course, that little splash of danger because Marvel is not friendly to its citizens. Usually, if you don't have any powers, you are screwed in Marvel Comics.
If
Yeah,
you're
you got to keep your head down and let the heroes come and do the heavy
That's
lifting.
why
But seeing some of the heroes in action is why I'd want to be there.
that's why I would almost dig being in DC's Metropolis instead.
That was my next
If I'm
one.
a civilian, unpowered civilian, being under the watchful care of Superman is actually a really good gig.
Yeah.
yeah, as long as Doomsday doesn't show his head.
Oh, you run the heck away.
And if Soups has to go somewhere else for, an emergency,
Keeping my-
he usually gets his cousin to pinch hit for him.
and others. You know, he's not the only one working out of Metropolis. But speaking of the Marvel Universe, I do have another one, A Touch of Danger, and kind of speaks of, and also mentioning sort of the Dark Emperor, sort of. I think you'll be fine in this location as long as you follow the rules. But Genosha.
Oh, yikes.
The Paradise Island of Genosha, meant specifically for mutants. However, if you behave yourself, Magneto might be fine.
As long as he
Yeah.
doesn't get a wild hair up his butt and try to mutanize you.
Mutate you.
Yes. Whatever you want to
I
call
can't
his
eat-
little abilities. This little
I-
machine that does that.
Oh, there is a machine that does that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that thing. But still, it's supposed to be a paradise. Everybody who lives there has some sort of crazy mutant power, so it's neat to watch. And yeah,
Yeah, and along that vein where everybody had to do something, well, let's drop in on, if you can find it, the City of the Eternals.
interesting.
Keeping in tune with the Marvel Universe, I'm kind of surprised you haven't said Valhalla. But you
Yeah,
may not have thought of it. So.
I didn't think of it.
True.
Asgard, I didn't think of Asgard.
Asgard.
Mortals don't normally visit Asgard unless something specific happened, though.
yeah.
but
so
still. But barring all of that, yeah, Asgard is supposed to be a heaven anyway, so. Alright, fair enough.
the Eternals, you could meet some of these people that everyone thought were some of the original old gods, with especially the Greco-Roman gods. With their permission, the Eternals actually masqueraded as them. So they could go off and do what they wanted.
But I have one more thing on my list, but I'll let you guys do anything else that you thought of before I move on to that.
One thing that just popped into my head that would just be interesting to see is in DC, Oa.
Oh, it would be neat to look at, I think.
Very much, yeah.
The planet of the Green Lantern Corps, the home base thing. Yeah, oh, it might be neat.
Yeah, that would be another thing. Just meeting some of the members of the Corps.
Assuming you'd be allowed to be there,
Yeah.
considering who we are. Themyscira,
Yeah.
Paradise Island of the
Yeah.
Amazons.
Yeah,
No.
that would be an interesting
But
one.
of course, we're dudes, so we wouldn't be allowed
Yeah,
to vacation in
yeah.
Themyscira.
The only guys allowed on that island are the ones born to the Amazon warriors. And they get exiled. No,
And even
not,
then-
not exiled, but you got to stay on the other side.
They usually don't talk about that.
Yeah. Depending on if you get to have any of the powers or not, some of the medieval fantasy worlds would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely go to Kryn or Greyhawk or Galarian.
Oh, I would definitely go to Galarian if I got to be like a level Even not even a 20, just a level 10
Yeah.
wizard or sorcerer.
Yeah.
Specifically those, I would never want to get the powers of the other melee classes.
If that will lead, that can lead me into my last thing.
Okay.
Oh,
Us.
can I
Go
put
ahead.
one last one in? Pern.
Another one of the fantasy universes. Yeah.
Well, more like it's science fiction based, but
Right. Yes,
yeah.
I know. But yes, speaking of going to a place and possibly having the power of that place because of how that place works, Neverland. To never age. As long as you are there.
That would be cool.
And it's a nice place. It's got everything. It's got beaches. It's got some mountainy area. It has pirates, mermaids, who want to drown you. But that's
Yeah,
ignore that.
they seem a little hostile to humans.
Unless you're Peter Pan.
Yeah.
But Peter Pan was always special.
But yeah, there's a little bit of danger all around, but it's still something that you could avoid. And generally, if you're good people, you're fine in Neverland.
Speaking in the same vein as your Las Vegas, one that popped into my head is the portrayed Daytona Beach.
Okay.
Usually during spring break.
Oh yeah.
That would be pretty.
Or Spring Break Baja, you know,
Yeah.
or any of the prime Spring Break locations as portrayed on TV,
As portrayed on TV specifically.
where everything is
Oh,
awesome
yeah.
and not.
Because I've actually been to Daytona regular and everything, and it's Daytona Beach regular and all that, and it's definitely not like that.
Oh, but
Even during the actual spring break and everything.
but
it's-
Narnia.
There you go.
oh yes.
No one
That-
will miss you the entire time you're in Narnia.
Yeah, because you can stay there like your whole life, and
It's only been like half a day at most.
apparently when you come back as the same age as when you left.
Yeah, it's like no time in your world has passed. Like it's kind of neat.
Oh, back to DC, Metropolis, 30th century.
Oh,
Watch the Legionnaires in action.
Okay, yeah. That's all I got.
How about in the spirit of this also, we can list some places you would decidedly not want to visit. First thing that pops into my head, Warhammer 40k.
Anywhere,
Oh.
anywhere there.
at all. Anywhere at all.
Even though the God Emperor of mankind saves us all, anywhere at all.
At all in that
Is
universe.
bad.
Yeah, Star Wars, the Imperial homeworld.
Coruscant?
Yep.
You know, Coruscant doing the Imperial rule.
It's fine if you obey the Empire. But anyway, and are human. Because
Yeah.
that was a big thing of why was the Empire bad? Oh, they hate the weird people. The funny looking non-human people. If you ever wondered why the Empire was so bad, it was because they're technically racist.
One of the reasons, at least.
Yeah.
And speciest.
And they were,
Oh, that's what I meant.
and they were horrendously controlling.
Yes.
The only reason that you were fine if you were a regular citizen is because it was literally impossible to track quadrillions of people across an entire galaxy.
Though I'm sure they were working on it.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Because Palpatine seemed like the ultimate control freak.
Absolute power.
He was.
Obviously, there's some there are some very clear answers of where you would not want to go, like the Grecian underworld. Well, Tartarus specifically.
Yeah.
You want to go. You want to go to the Elysian Fields.
Yeah.
Hades would be okay. Sort of like the common perception of what is it? Dang it. Starts with a P. Middle ground between heaven and hell.
Purgatory?
Purgatory.
Yeah.
The common perception of purgatory, basically, not bad. Not very good, but not bad. When if you actually look at the book, Purgatorio, purgatory was better than hell, but not good.
Right.
That's where I've heard purgatory is where they put all the atheists.
Yeah. Until you believe.
Yeah. I think the Catholics believe that's where you go if you commit suicide.
Depends on if you lived a good life or not.
Because if you kill yourself, you're kind of like considered not good enough to get into heaven.
Well, purgatory, it would really depend on how they believe purgatory functions. But now we're getting into religious discussions.
We're getting to
so
religious politics.
Though to be fair, this is just
Yeah.
random stuff.
I was like, we could make a whole other discussion on the places we don't want to go.
Yeah. But
Star Trek, you wouldn't want to go to the Klingon or Romulan Empire.
Obviously, being human, you'd want to basically stick around Federation space.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially if it's the original series, when we were like at war with both of them. Cold War, but
Again, avoiding wars.
yeah.
I used to be a hardcore Whovian. I used to be really into the series, used to really like it. My interest has declined recently, but a nice vacation possibly would be actually being a companion of the Doctor. Because
Very true.
your guest spots are one thing, the companions are generally safe
Yeah.
on these trips. And it's not like he means for any of these Ishii. Doesn't matter, it doesn't mean to have any of these bad things happen. They just do. But they don't, but they make it clear, because of this dialogue with the companions, this doesn't happen all the time.
no.
Not every trip goes wrong. We just only see the ones that do.
And the ones that start off okay, but
Yeah, they all.
the
we
Doctor
see,
or one of the companions, they just follow their nose and get into some kind of trouble. The Doctor
Yeah.
especially.
I like Doctor Who, but I got into it for Tennant, and when he left,
he just
Tennant
wasn't.
got me into it, and my interest faded rapidly after he left.
Matt Smith was not as good, in my opinion. I did prefer Tennant.
The storyline specifically with Matt Smith weren't very interesting to me.
That's true.
Yeah, they got a
I
little-
liked Capaldi's Doctor. Some of the stories kind of fell flat a little bit. I tried season 1 with what's her name?
the female Doctor.
The lady Doctor.
Yeah.
She was fine. All the storylines and presentation of those storylines for pretty much that entire season were bad. They just were not good at all.
And the way the last current season ended,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That
that,
actually.
I think that did it for a lot of people.
But we don't really have time for that. We've gotten way off course.
I think a good, great vacation would just be exploring the TARDIS.
Since it's
How big
like,
is that damn thing?
We know it has a pool. They established it has a pool.
Oh yeah.
he has practically infinite space to work with, so yes. Does it have blank? Yes.
Does it have this? Probably, well, somewhere.
I think that's about it, though. I can't really think of anything else. We can get completely ridiculous, I suppose. Anyone want to visit Equestria? They aren't going to judge you for looking different, you know, or most of them won't. My Little Ponies.
I know.
Friendship. Yay.
See if there's both the world of Equestria and the world that the girls of Equestria take place. Where that takes place.
That's a good point. They'd all be off-colored humanoids, but they all call themselves human.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't look, you wouldn't be unusual to them. That would just be your color.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if there's anyone out there who read Roger Zelazny's books, The World of Amber. The one true world, all others, even our Earth, is just a shadow imitation of it.
Oh God, we're living in the simulation. Oh,
The Matrix.
yeah.
There are a lot of scientists who are seeing where that could actually be a possibility. Our world as we know it, our reality as we know it, is a computer simulation. Why it's being run and by who, they don't know.
My simulation sucks.
Yeah. I completely agree, even with my new job.
But anyway,
We need one of those little dimensional things they had on sliders.
well, pick a new reality.
Well,
You don't know where you're going, but
Well, we could probably find any of these worlds because they have said if it's out there, if you can imagine it, it's out there somewhere.
well, it's infinite
Well,
multiverse theory.
Yeah,
right?
it's infinite multiverse theory. It's the monkeys on a typewriter thing. Eventually, you'll find a world that it just might take you a near infinite amount of time.
Well, I'm about done if you guys want to wrap it up. Or if you
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright, well, hope all of you at home enjoyed our discussion, then rambling off in random directions like we do.
Ooh, another place just popped in my head to
Every time.
visit.
Oh.
As long as it's not Breath of the Wild, The Legend of Zelda Hyrule.
Hyrule,
Not under Ganon's rule.
when Ganon is not doing
Involved.
garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hyrule seems fun.
Yeah, when Zelda's in charge.
Well, yeah. Or the king or whatever. Anyway, see ya.